Some of you are seekers. You know, those die-hard seekers. That's some of you. And some of you are enjoyers, creators, wanting to find even greater passion in your life. But regardless, you're all seeking greater connection from where you're at, greater union with the one infinite creator in all of its glory from where you're at. And none of you have made it to totality, including myself. Otherwise, we would not be here. So we're all in the same trajectory, different points in the spectrum. It's good to realize that whatever it is you're seeking, whatever it is that you think you're seeking, and I thought I was seeking many things at one point, is nothing more but that deep sense of connection with who I truly am. You're seeking for and then when you got it, it feels so effortless again. And it's as if you had never left, and all the struggle that you created is instantly forgiven, instantly loved, instantly released, instantly no longer associated with. So what you all want to do is increase the strength of your connection to self, capital S. Now again, the most organic way I have found to do so is to pay attention to how it is always, because it's highly intelligent, and it's very much here every single moment, every single step of the way. It's in communion with every single thought that you're having, every single movement of your consciousness, of your personal consciousness, is somewhere on that scale of in or out of alignmentness with that greater intelligence of your true self. Now, while we might want to not, or some of you perhaps, or some of us, whatever, not want to hear or understand the simplicity of this guidance system that I'll lay out for you again here today. Some of us prefer to seek through books, through knowledge, through this is true and that's not true. This is how it works, and this is what Jesus said, or this is what Buddha said. And therefore, I'm going to try to find what Buddha found through his words. I'm going to try to find what Jesus found through his words. If you want to be a seeker in that way, be my guest. However, it is not the natural way, I have found. How do you know it's not the natural way? Because there's too much mind. There's too much contrivance. There's too much seeking. There's too much weekly gatherings. There's too much books to read. It's not natural. It's not Adam and Eve. It is not the Garden of Eden. It is not the joyful, effortless approach. So I encourage all of you here, whether you're already enjoying or whether you're still seeking for answers, seeking for enlightenment, seeking for self-realization, seeking for clarity, seeking for connection, through means that you have put on a pedestal, through books that you have put on a pedestal, through teachings and teachers that you have put on a pedestal. Realize that you'll never be able to find it through their way. You have to find it through yours. And the only way to do that most efficiently is to have less mind and more resonance, more heart, paying attention, to that principle of intelligence communicating to you every single second of your life. So this intelligence is here. Everything you seek is here. And it is always constantly communicating to you in the form of a very simple guidance system that every human being can interpret. I feel good. I feel bad. 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 That's the entire curriculum that I will teach kids at my school. That's all they'll need to know. When you feel good, your vibrational state, which is the result of how you choose to believe, perceive, judge, define, condemn, interpret anything. Might be a moment that comes up. It might be your value in life in general, your worthiness. It might be how lovable you are or not are. It might be how you feel about your parents or your kids or your partner. It might be how you feel about your dreams in this life. It might be how you feel or judge or interpret your spirituality and where you're at. It might be how you judge and interpret the teachings that you admire. Anything that you define in a certain way, anything that you have a viewpoint of, and you have many viewpoints of many things. Not all of them are fully consciously decided upon. You carry with you many points of view. That's why sometimes feeling good, feeling bad, feeling good, feeling bad can look slightly less simple than I just described it. It might look a little muddy. It might look a little complicated. You might only be able to perceive at times anything from feeling really bad to feeling mediocre, to feeling incapacitated, to feeling uncertain, to feeling confused, to feeling like, oh, this was kind of fun, back to feeling depressed and despondent. It might be a mix of that. Nevertheless, wherever you're at on the spectrum of alignment, it only takes 1 second. It only takes one better feeling way of seeing and defining and understanding yourself and whatever is happening to you in your life, through you in your life, to gain back a little bit more of that alignment. And the more you align yourself naturally in this way, the more joy, the more bliss, the more connection, the more self-realization will flow through you. Because you're in alignment with that intelligence that is here. You're not making up your own mind. It's also the path to humility. It is also the path back to innocence. People don't often understand that. They can't equate that feeling good all the time is actually the selfless path. It sounds selfish. But if you look at it, what does it take for someone to feel good all the time? Great, immense non-insistence upon their own ways of thinking. That's what that requires. That is innocence. Because every time you insist upon your own way of thinking when it does not feel good, that is arrogance. That is the ego effect. That is believing you're lacking something and that your puny little mind can come up with something better than the natural response of your higher self, which is change your way of seeing from this to that and you'll feel good. And they might glimpse it because they might imitate or take on that higher perspective for a second. But if there is great arrogance, if you feel you've earned your suffering over the years, and now no one can take it away from you, and you wear it on your belt like a big badge, then you will go back to that suffering. You will believe you are right. You will believe these people did that to you. You will believe you did not create that yourself. You'll be mad at everything and everyone except you will not be willing to change the way you see things. So the greatest obstacle is not that this journey is hard or complicated. It's that you wish to hold on to the way that you think. Then study teachings that will tell you about self-realization. And because you are unable and unwilling to let go of your insistence and your arrogance, because you're unable and unwilling to become humble in your thinking, malleable in your ways of seeing, you will idolize certain teachings that teach a more knowledgeable path, and you will try very, very hard for decades, some of you, to find these answers within yourself through these contrived means, because someone once did something to you, and you're unwilling to realize that you did that to yourself. So you see, to feel good all the time, those that feel good all the time are Adam and Eve. Those that feel good all the time have become transparent. Those that feel good most all of the time are those that are amazingly willing to sacrifice their own points of view for the sake of love, forgiveness, joy, and alignment. They are the most malleable creatures on earth. They are the most self-realized, whether or not they know anything about what Buddha taught, Jesus taught, Course in Miracles taught, Bentinho Massaro taught. Those are the naturally self-realized, the naturally self-empowered. And we all have met one or two of these in our lives. Doesn't mean that they cannot fine-tune their clarity as well. Doesn't mean that they cannot become even more conscious of what they're already quite naturally apt at. Nevertheless, their vibration is naturally as such that they are in alignment and that great wisdom flows through them, even when they perhaps don't even realize it. But us seekers tend to have the arrogance and the arrogant image in our mind of enlightenment, what it looks like, what it requires, who we need to become in order to be that. And so it's very annoying for an Adam or Eve to come along and to just be happy. To not be insistent, to just be happy. Very annoying. Because we worked so hard, first on creating our suffering, to form this network of thoughts that all linearly work together in harmony. This field of causality that we apply to everything. This happened here, and then that happened, and then you said this, and then I did that. So I'm right. That's why I suffer. Deal with it. And then we worked on another network for a very long time as well, many of us, which tried to then replace this system, but it never fully works because it's created from this system, as yet just another pawn or item or object within the system of linearity and causality. So how excruciatingly annoying is it for someone to simply be happy? It's very annoying. But it can also teach us great things. Again, if we are willing to be malleable in our considerations of who we are, what we've accomplished, where we're going, what life is all about, what other people are all about, etc.